里面唱 K， 水池里面银龙鱼。我送阿硕茶具，他研磨下笔，直接给我4个字帅：大展宏图，大事亲手提笔字。大展宏图，搬来放在办公室。哎，大展宏图，员工都点头。有料，鸿运不能总是当头，因为当老，他说要玩就要玩得大，玩得大点。贼船越大，老鼠还坐得下，养下宠物，得罪小人没关系，得罪君主看不起。世上君子不贪杯，得得罪了道。对，黑灰蓝白道义有道。逆流才会水涨船高，对，爱财如命的人没有一好多。我说是对兄弟，不是扑死。细老安之若命，天老听天由命。贪老拿把双子爱上剑，只要谋革命。人太沉迷收米，人情软过玻璃。江湖总是形形色色，谁还没点诟病？一个二个阿硕喜欢看风景，烂老听我讲，街头中无道废掉。烂老要没钱也得搏命玩，蛮的劳力士还是 AMG。道义有道啊，我是强盗的盗。别墅里面唱 K， 水池里面银龙鱼。我送阿硕茶具，他研磨下笔，直接给我4个字帅：大展宏图，大事亲手提笔字。大展宏图，搬来放在办公室。哎，大展宏图，员工都点头。有料，鸿运不能总是当头，因为
西头混着溜溜大上面威哥。七星月悄悄被套进我的河。帝女花是我的 California love， 给人家挥个白曲线的白云池让人家乐。太平关系餐厅搬了，但进气势还在这。敌人幻想鞭炮莫想沙拉店的外卖盒。路上买个酒也几乎锅里烫个娃娃菜的宵夜来自大排档，我们却被人当大排骨弄养，係不敢穿住粵語 rap man stand 我 stand 唔到嘅，屌佢屌到佢阿媽都唔認得，係珠江 spur 當西風就了這不同飲涼茶。客正話小東啊，廣東街頭潮流 trendset 海印大過自己分錢杯子 SPA 游泳池水質必須夠乾淨，這是潛規則，老子好絕不會變，為了叉燒包夾蜂蜜點綴的吃的這麼甜，生的鹼水和大展宏圖，我溜個練累了電腦。
別墅裡面唱 K， 水池裡面銀龍魚。我送阿硕茶具，他研磨下筆，直接給我4個字帥：大展宏圖，大事親手提筆字。大展宏圖，搬來放在辦公室。哎，大展宏圖，員工都點頭。有料，鴻運不能總是當頭，因為
I won my last match. I won my last match. Awesome.
別墅裡面唱 K， 水池裡面銀龍魚。我送阿碩茶具，他研磨下筆，直接給我4個字帥：大展宏圖，大事親手提筆字。大展宏圖，搬來放在辦公室。哎，大展宏圖，員工都點頭。有料。
You guys go ahead. I'll look for a vehicle. Okay. Awesome. Thanks. Awesome. Thanks. Awesome. Thanks. Watch out! Enemy!
面唱 K， 水池里面饮龙鱼。我送阿硕茶具，他研磨虾饼，直接给我4个字帅：大展宏图，大事亲手提笔字，大展宏图，翻来翻在办公室，哎，大展宏。
There are quesadillas, and then there's Zaxby's giant chicken finger quesadillas, packed with their famous chicken.
Black Scout Survival Late Night Live. You're not going to need to carry a gun in D.C., he says. Not because he's fighting for your Second Amendment rights, but because, in his words, the city will be safe. Check it out.
Carry, would you like for that to apply here in Washington, D.C.?
When you say carry, I assume you're talking about carry what we're talking.
Concealed
right?
or... Yeah.
In other words, carry a gun. Is that right? Would you like to carry a gun?
I would like to, yes, sir.
You'd feel a hell of a lot better, right?
I absolutely would.
I agree with you 100%, okay?
Okay, great.
But I'll tell you, within another couple of weeks, it's hard to believe what's been accomplished in 12 days, but within another couple of weeks, you won't have to carry. You're not going to have to carry. You're going to be safe. People are safe now. The turn has gone fast. I knew it was going to go fast.
And they
but
promise you
this turn
peace and
has gone
security
really fast.
and safety
Within a month or two,
by
this is going to be one of the
infringing on your
safest
rights.
places in the country.
That's when things become a serious problem. Keep listening as he
we'll
dances around the
do an
question.
extension. We'll work with Congress, or I could declare an emergency, but I don't think that's going to be necessary.
And
We'll work
to
with
that,
Congress.
you've got-
We're going to be working with Congress. I spoke with our great speaker, and I will be speaking to John Thune, and we're getting tremendous support from Congress, especially maybe here. Everybody wants to see our capital be great. Could say be great again. You know, it's such a beautiful place, but if you have crime, nothing looks beautiful. So, but you won't need to carry a gun, but if you do,
Well, I would like to
It's gonna
have
be
the
a-
option, just in case.
well, a lot of
Sir,
people feel that.
Also, in other...
A lot of people feel that way. Now, let me ask you something. What kind of pro-2A statement is that? You don't need a gun? That's not how rights work. That's the talk of tyranny. And listen, I'm not here to beat up on Trump, but yeah, I voted for the guy. But when someone tells me I don't need to exercise my God-given constitutional right, it really sets off alarms, especially when the backdrop to all of this is getting weirder by the hour, right? We don't need to ask permission, number one. I always see guys talking about, oh man, I can't believe they just let us buy this. They just let us. When you got to ask permission for something, that is not, your right is a right. It should not be you should not have to ask permission. And you heard him say you won't need to carry a gun. And a lot of people do, he says. That's not cool. Someone needs to talk to Trump, man. That's just not cool talk. Being a conservative, that's the thing. And a lot of people say, man, you're always beating up on Trump lately. I guess I'm further right than Trump is. I guess that's what I'm coming down to. The MAGA movement. I'm further right than these folks are. I guess that's what it is. So don't hate me because I'm further right. I'm a constitutionalist, dude. Like, if I have to ask permission for anything, that's a problem. Now, speaking of Trump, today, September 1st, man, this image drops, okay? Trump wearing a USA hat here, getting out of blacked out SUVs, surrounded by Secret Service, headed allegedly to the golf club. Now, let's back up. He disappeared, I think, for nearly 4 days. No public appearances at all, no videos, nothing, okay? And finally, he shows up, and I'll play the video here. He shows up here, okay, for his granddaughter's golfing or whatever. But, you know, it's supposed to be like some kind of family golf outing, apparently. But here's the problem. He does not even look like himself. When I saw this video, I think it was on Saturday, I said, this does not look like Trump, man, at all, right? Like, like the facial structure to me doesn't even look the same. I could be wrong. I'll play the video again. But like even like the way he kind of moves, it just kind of doesn't look the same, right? So Trump is known for, if you didn't know, making multiple like public appearances daily. At least he has for the past few hundred days he's been in office. He's constantly making appearances. So he went MIA for 4 days, right? And I think it's been like 6 days now that he's made any actual public speeches or whatever, right? And so if we go back to this photo here, I mean, if this is Trump, he doesn't look well, right? He doesn't look well. And if we pull up here, I mean, dude, this something's off, man. The eyes are like sunken in. The voice on the video didn't even sound like him, like deeper, slower, almost like he's been sedated. And before you go on saying I'm crazy, dude, we pointed out for years that Biden looks like 15 different clones, and we've laughed about it. We had the double chin Biden here. We had the wide-eyed Biden. We had the weekend at Biden's, and now suddenly we're seeing this thing with Trump, dude, right? Now, what even got me on this was earlier in the week, it was trending Trump dead, right? And so hashtag Trump dead had started trending. And the leftists were going absolutely, they were throwing celebrations, okay? Now, and then we had J.D. Vance, his new VP pick. Well, the dude was new to the game. He came out of nowhere is what I'm getting to. I covered that the other day. If you didn't see what I'm talking about, J.D. Vance came out of nowhere, backed by Peter Thiel and all that kind of stuff. And now Elon's backing him. He did an interview where he said he's ready to step in, saying that he had 200 days of on-the-job training. Check it out.
Well, I've gotten a lot of good on-the-job training in the last 200 days, but also say that the president is in incredibly good health. He's got incredible energy. And while most of the people who work around the president of the United States are younger than he is, I think that we find that he actually is the last person who goes to sleep. He's the last person making phone calls at night, and he's the first person who wakes up and the first person making phone calls in the morning. So, yes, things can always happen. Yes, terrible tragedies happen, but I feel very confident the president of the United States is in good shape, is going to serve out the remainder of his term and do great things for the American people. And if, God forbid, there's a terrible tragedy, I can't think of better on-the-job training than what I've gotten over the last 200 days.
Okay. Who the hell says that? Unless they're planning something. This all smells off to me, ladies and gentlemen, like Operation Body Double just got activated. It doesn't make sense. Now, the kicker here is something known as the Pentagon Pizza Index. Okay, we're not done. That was not it. While all of this is playing out, late at night, pizza sales around the Pentagon exploded. Okay, we're talking DEFCON 1 level pizza orders, and you're blowing this off. This isn't your average college kid munchies. Okay, this is District Pizza Palace, I think it is. Let me see which one it is. Okay, District Pizza Plaza. Okay, you got Pizza Palace, sorry. A 476% spike. No kidding, no kidding. Papa John's, 217% spike. Domino's, 143% spike. This is in sales, okay, on Saturday, okay. Then we have a 233% pizza spike, Pizzato pizza spike, okay? All in the same day, right? And this is no joke, okay? This is if you've never heard of the Pentagon Pizza Index, let me educate you on it, okay? It's essentially an open source tracking theory that's been going back decades. Every time something's major is about to go down, whether it's Desert Storm, a major black site op, or a deployment, the pizza orders near the Pentagon go wild. And you're like, what? Why? Because the brass don't go home. When the halls of power stay lit overnight, someone's got to feed the war rooms. And blowing up. I literally thought it was Venezuela. We were going to have Marines on the ground in Venezuela. This index was seen as so accurate, even Soviet operatives used it during the Cold War to monitor U.S. activity. So what the hell is going on right now? Trump has been out of the picture, right? Rumors of his death trend globally. J.D. Vance starts publicly prepping as if he's about to take over. Trump reemerges looking like a damn wax figure, okay? Then all at once, every pizza joint near the Pentagon goes red hot like we just launched an op into Baghdad. Could it all be coincidence? Possibly. Like literally, I thought Marines were going to be invading Venezuela is what I thought. I was waiting to do that video. But are we watching some kind of controlled transition wrapped in plausible deniability? Maybe he's just ill. At the worst case, he's just ill. Okay. But Ben Johnson says, I'm a liberal who likes smart conservatives. Crazy thing here is you take Trump right now. Same thing. It's the same take as the liberals. Your take on Trump. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe. I doubt it, no. But let me remind you, man, they pulled this game before with Biden, and we laughed, we memed, and we moved on. But if they're doing this right now with Trump, they're keeping something secret. There was some bruising that showed on his hands and things like that. But the problem is the Pentagon Pizza Index. So if it's not this, it's definitely something else about to happen, right? Maybe he's just being sidelined, right? It could be that. It could be that. But again, I thought it'd be Venezuela, right? And you got to ask yourself though, with everything going on, and I had a guy comment earlier, like this dickhead here. But the thing is that I'm not going to sit here and pretend nothing's happened. It's kind of like people cheer on the smoke and mirrors. Oh man, they were commenting on the short that I did about the National Guard in the streets, and they're like, well, he's cleaning up the country. It really? The deep state is still running it. The mayors, the deep state mayors, the George Soros-backed DAs that are easy on crime, that push these criminals to be able to conduct whatever crimes they want to and get away with it, are still in place. You're just literally cleaning up the sidewalk. Oh yeah, man, clean up the country. It's not going to do it. It's not going to do it. And as soon as the National Guard leaves, it's going to go hot again. It's kind of like Somalia. The Marines left, and then what happened? You had Black Hawk Down. They made a movie about it. You can't keep the National Guard there forever. And then the DAs, the weak sheriffs, the weak police departments are going to let the criminals do whatever they want to do again, and you're right back at it. So it's only a momentary, brief smoke and mirror. I don't know why it's so hard for people to understand that. It's kind of like I saw earlier, Christy Nome said, man, the deportations, we've got the jobs back for the American public. How many of the patriots are going to go out and pick crops or work on the 100-degree roofs? There may be some, but the vast majority is not. And the problem is that even though we want to fix this situation, it's going to be just a brief period of time, because if the next puppet gets in, Gavin Newsom, it's going to go right back. The only way to fix this is to get rid of the deep state. That's what I'm getting to. You can paint the Chevette, but it's still a piece of shit car, right? The thing is you got to fix it. You got to really fix it. Oh, it doesn't have an engine, but we'll paint it, make it pretty. You got to fix these things, right? So at the end of the day, we have to look at it and figure out who's really in control of this country. Bottom line. Because let me tell you something. It sure as hell ain't the people anymore. It ain't you. It ain't me. They're telling us what we can do. Oh, you might can have a gun in D.C. We don't know what it is. Something's moving behind the curtain. And maybe Trump's just got the flu. And they want to project him as being strong to the world, because he does have every world leader under his thumb now. They're afraid. I did see that China said they would back Russia if they do lose the war. I thought that was pretty ballsy. That came out today. But every time they tell you something's for your safety, like he just did, and that's where you know your cognitive dissonance is running rampant. Like Yuri Besimov says, I can show you proof, and you still deny it. Oh, for your safety, don't worry, we'll have the National Guard there. They leave, man, but you're still not gonna have your gun. Just remember that when they take from you in the name of protection, it ain't for your good. Okay. First, it's your voice, right? They've already done that. There is no more free speech. That has not been rectified whatsoever. Not even talk of even moving on that. We're only cleaning up the streets of some crappy cities that are ran by corrupt progressives, right? You send the DC in, clean up the streets, or send the National Guard in like the DC and clean up the streets to Chicago, LA, so on, and it goes right back to where it was. You haven't been given any more. This NFA should be abolished. I thought Castor said he was going to abolish the FBI. It's like people are so blinded by the smoke and mirrors that they just are, everything's cool. Yeah, it's going our way. The next thing will be your rights, right? And then the leaders that actually stand up will be taken out. You have to stay alert and stay ready, because the pizzas are already been ordered, guys. That pizza index is something our adversaries use. They know something's going on. Maybe it's an invasion somewhere like Venezuela. Maybe somewhere else. Maybe Ukraine. Putin's not seeming to back down. He came and met and shook a hand, and he went on back to his ways. I try to speak truth, man. A lot of people just don't listen. They don't want to hear it. They want to believe the smoke and mirrors. Whenever I start seeing actual things done, I'll be happy. When you're backing Lindsey Graham, a deep state freaking lizard, nothing's changed. people said, oh, well, Nancy Mason, she's running for governor, guys. Governor. Not the same thing. I think a lot of people don't understand, like when they cheer on these executive orders, these things are Band-Aids. You can't, the neocons are still in place. The uniparty actually are the ones that vote in the laws. Executive orders are Band-Aid. We got to push these things into laws. And that's what it is. I honestly don't think any of these folks want us to even have free speech. Who knows? These lizard people, right? Someone said the devil is Democrat. That's for sure. I'm not saying I would rather have Kamala Harris, but I do want our people that say they're going to do things actually do them. And the problem lies in is that if we don't get the deep state removed, it's going to go right back. Hell, it might go back during the midterms, and then it winds up being a lame duck president because no laws will get passed. They'll just start impeaching him again, and we'll go through that circus again. Someone said the 4 new jabs. Yes, I saw Karen Levitt say, yeah, man, they just approved 4 new ones. Yeah, go get your booster, Patriots. Go get your boosters. Someone's saying that when am I running for president, brother? You didn't watch my other video, maybe, I don't know, but you need at least $800 million to $1 billion to run. If you don't believe me, you can search up on the internet. Don't have that kind of money, so don't think it's possible. And if I went asking for that money, then I would essentially be owned just like everybody else in the history of our country, right? It's not what our forefathers wanted. Our forefathers wanted regular people to be running in office. But when you have people like Nancy Pelosi's that go become multimillionaires while in office, Lindsey Graham, and it's funny because what they'll do is, if you didn't know this, because AOC released her money, she said she had $50,000, which is a lie. But they'll put it into various trusts, different LLCs and things like that. So the money's not in their name, but they're able to shell hide it, essentially, and get away with these things. So even if they cut out like Nancy Pelosi said in the interview the other day, that her husband is the one who trades, not her. So she can slip through that loophole. At the end of the day, nobody's coming to save you. And it becomes more apparent by the day. Now, the worrisome thing is that obviously I don't want anything to happen to Trump. And I hope that if he is ill, it's something very minor.
When you wash at Tommy's Express, your car gets a complete cleanse of your vehicle's exterior, wheels, and underbody. But there's 3 things in our wash that you can only get with our #1 package, The Works. Red Hot Cleanser, which provides an even deeper clean against dirt. Ceramic Body Wax, which protects your paint job and seals in the shine. And to top it off, we finish with Tire Gloss to prevent cracking and browning on your tire rubber. It's our best wash for a reason. Experience the difference by upgrading to The Works today.
Very minor, and he can get through because JD Vance, for sure, if you didn't see my deep dive video on that the other day, it's very scary, especially Peter Thiel. I had a video I was going to do last week. Peter Thiel has had Epstein invested into Peter Thiel like a ton of millions and millions of dollars. So it seems to be like there's this big connection here because Peter Thiel's the one who invested in Trump. He donated to Trump, talked Trump into getting Vance, and maybe it's a whole mastermind move to get Vance in there because I think Vance, he's part of that group, and then Elon's backing him. Peter Thiel and Elon Musk started PayPal together, so the technocracy will be here. We have AI surveillance going on. They're pushing that. Palantir's like in every country in the world. Peter Thiel's doing the Antichrist seminar. If you didn't watch that video, go watch it. You need to watch every video to keep up to date, because I think what happens is a lot of people that cognitive dissonance, they'll pop in a video when the topic seems interesting. Whenever you're not to where we are yet. The main group of guys that come hang out with me on Late Night Live, they're here. They're with me because they've seen the receipts. And if you just show up, you're like, oh, you know what I'm talking about. I've already discussed all these things. You need to get to the same point we are. And it's called black pilled. So nobody's coming to save you, okay? Anyway, someone said, why would Vance say that? It's odd. It's odd. And that's what a lot of times people do to kind of do the soft launch of things. They want to go ahead and get you prepared for what's coming, right? Anyway, I do love all you guys. Linda says, I'm with you. All you guys that are with me that watch the videos, man, and you see what's going down, it's not good. It's not good. It's just, we're not in a good place. I don't see anything being fixed. A lot of people say what's going to happen in the midterms. We'll see. We'll see. I would love to be wrong. I would love to be wrong. Trust me. I voted for Trump 5 times. People say, how you vote for him 5 times? Primaries. I vote primaries too, man. I vote every opportunity I can go try to vote these other lizards out. I do. But Lindsey Graham's still there. You know, what can you do? Anyway, guys, still appreciate you hanging out with me. Make sure you like, share, comment, and all that sort of stuff, because lizard people don't want me talking. They damn sure didn't want you to see that MK Ultra video last night, and the shooter from Minneapolis, father working for DOD. Go watch that video if you didn't, because nobody got notified of that thing. Go watch it. I go through the whole. You got to catch up. You got to catch up with us. We're here. We're waiting for you. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you hanging out with me. Make sure you stay frosty, strapped, and dangerous. And don't forget, Lab Day 20 for 20% off all apparel. Ends at midnight, so in a little bit. But I'll run it a little later for you guys on Pacific time. Just go ahead and grab some gear, all apparel. And then also our financial warfare protocol dropped last week. If you didn't get it, go get it. It will change your life. That's my goal, is to help you. We're all in a war. We're all in a war. And the only way we're going to do this is fight this thing together. I talk about sovereignty, not just about making money. It's about being sovereign. And then I talk about black swan events, bad things happening, how to be prepared for that as well. Because a lot of people, they are single focus, and I get it. Buying the rifles, the night vision, that's all cool. But you have to be prepared in every way. Anyway, guys, stay frosty, stay strapped, stay dangerous, because like I've been saying for years, nobody's coming to save you. Black Scout out.
Hyundai Santa Fe versus Chevy Blazer. Look what Santa Fe has and what Blazer doesn't. Hyundai Santa Fe wins every time.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Chevy. And this thing has been sitting for quite a few years. It's a nice truck. It's a small block, 3-speed on the column, and it deserves to run and hopefully drive. You think it'll do it? Absolutely. Breyer said it will, so it has to happen. Stick around and find out.
here. This one goes around there like that. Yeah, the whole casing's cracked. Alright, looking down in there, you can see, so this is what moves right here. Pushes that way, pushes that way. That all looks good in there. All the gears appear to be good. I think it was just that plate that cracked. And you can see all the gasket maker around it, so I think they had problems with this before. Alright, here is the broken piece. You can see it just broke right like that. I'm guessing at one point it wasn't shifting, and they just cranked on it, and it was just too much for that. Or the bolts came loose here, and then they cranked on it. So that's smooth in there. So I think we're gonna have to look for a new casing. We can swap all the parts over. Yeah, that comes out. So add that to the list. Well, that pretty much wraps up the video for the 2007 Kubota RTV 900. So next video, we will have the head gasket ordered, and we're gonna either have this piece replaced or fixed. It depends on if it's available or not for these machines. And we'll put everything back together, and we'll see if that fixes our bogging problem, our low power problem, and our blowing out white smoke problem. Also was overheating as well. So hopefully the head gasket fixes all those issues, and we can have a good running driving machine after that. And then I want to get this thing painted up right. Want the bed painted, a couple other rusty spots painted on it. The cab is all cleaned up, ready to go. So that's all done. We got the gauges working this video as well. So those.
I'll recall our teammates.
This ends now, Megatron. Prime still breathes. How tedious.
Help!
翻在办公室，爱大展宏图，跟公斗点头。有料，鸿运不能总是当头，因为大说要玩就要玩得大。 玩的大点，贼船越大，老甩做得像，讲下宠物，得罪小人没关系，得罪君主看不起，世上君子不贪非雷，得罪人道，对，黑灰蓝白道义有道。别墅里面唱 K， 水池里面饮龙鱼。我送阿寿茶具，他研磨下笔，直接给我4个字算大展宏图，大事亲手提笔直，大展宏图，翻来翻在办公室，哎，大展宏图，员工都点头，有料。听我讲，街头中无道飞掉，烂老要没钱，后面稳盘低，劳力士还是 AMG， 哎，道义有道，啊，不是强盗的道。别墅里面唱 K， 水池里面饮龙鱼。我送阿寿茶具，他研磨下。别墅里面唱 K， 水池里面饮龙鱼。我送茶具，他研磨下笔，直接给我4个字算大展宏图，大事亲手提笔，大展宏图，翻来翻在办公室，哎，大展宏图，员工都点头。
Hello and welcome to the Kilauea episode 32 live stream. Here we go. I was there last night. It was cool. It was bubbling. We saw it. We saw it building up, and now she is going. It's really interesting to see. I mean, I arrived at Volcanoes yesterday right as the storm hit, and we had that co-rotating interaction region basically pop us off. And so I arrived at Volcanoes right with this first KP index of 6, so that G2 storm. And that went off, and then you see that the field flipped northward and actually went down, even down to like 9 at one point, but it was up to 25. Nanotesla's 5 times stronger than normal. Strong northward field means strong Birkeland currents in the auroral area. And then now you can see that we've re-strengthened 23, now down to 22, but still really strong interplanetary magnetic field, and the field is starting to flip southward. So this is just starting to impact us because it started flipping south around 1600 UTC, now it's 1700, and so We are going to be back in G1, G2 conditions soon, and if this drops further southward in this zone, that's going to be G3 storm if the interplanetary magnetic field stays over 20. So that is happening. So we had Kilauea bubbling last night, pulsing up and down, up and down, up and down, and then now she started to go off with this. I turned on the live stream this morning. I saw she was bubbling, and then 5 minutes later we had that fire spout that we're seeing right now. So it can happen really quick, and yeah, it's just really cool seeing this in action, being there, feeling the energies, and more. Hey everyone, geophysicist Stefan Burns here. We are right now in a geomagnetic storm. We had a double solar storm impact, immediately sent the KP index to a value of 6 from that initial shock. Things then died down. We had a 3-hour G1 storm that followed that 3-hour G2 storm. The scale rating goes to 5. And then we actually went back to normal conditions, but now the solar wind strength is re-strengthening, so the total field strength is going back up, and it's changing to a configuration that really causes powerful geomagnetic storms. So we're about to go back into geomagnetic storming, very likely G2 levels. I would not be surprised if we get G3 from this, but at least G2 to come back from this new solar wind, or this re-strengthening of the solar storm. And as you'll notice here on our 211 angstrom view of the sun, we have our favorite coronal hole coming back for a 13th rotation, this time making a triangle, which is interesting. So we've had this portion here be on the sun for probably about 7 rotations now, this southern hemisphere portion, but it's been making these sections shooting up through the equator, these trans-equatorial portions, which has been interesting. So we had this solar storm, or these 2 solar storms launched from 4199. Now they're hitting us. We are live from Kilauea.
This laptop is a revolution in education. The benefits of a traditional school shipped directly to your doorstep.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Train by day, Joe Rogan podcast by night, all day.
Yeah, no, we're up. There we go. What's up? How you doing?
Good to see you, brother.
Good to see you, sir.
What's crack-a-lack on?
Not much. Just rocking the Shinola.
We're talking about your Shinola watch. I'm glad Detroit's coming back, you know, and I like how Shinola represents.
Shinola is definitely one of the things that's great about Detroit.
Yeah, they say it, like, made in Detroit. They're proud.
Yes, which we didn't have for a long time.
Dude,
like
Detroit is the craziest story. If you know the story about Detroit, like in the 1950s and 60s, it was the 3rd richest city in the world.
Well, yeah, it was called the Paris of the Midwest. And it's a city that's still built for 7 million people with supposedly 700,000 living in it. I mean, so you do see a lot of like, how's there like $1 million condo in the same place that has like 8 abandoned other apartments? It's when you go downtown, it makes no sense logistically.
You ever watch that show Top Gear?
Oh yeah,
Jeremy Clarkson. I think it was either Top Gear or was maybe the one they did after that they did for Amazon. But they went to Detroit and they bought a house for $500.
Yeah, you can.
There's so many things going on, my friends. This is Tony. Hope you're all doing well. We have an Irish comedian that was just arrested in an airport for you won't believe what. Oh yeah, just posting a couple things on the internet. We'll get into that. We have also a number of other big stories. We got The Rock, something going on with him. We'll get into that. We have also our president. Apparently, a lot of people thought he was a goner. I'll get into that story. He just recently, like in the last few hours, made a press conference. And like I said, but there is some other strange things about it that I want to get into because I had a theory and I think it's now coming true. And I didn't think that he was a goner. Like there's so many people that were literally tweeting. It went viral. Everyone was talking about it. I didn't think that at all. I thought it had something to do with something much bigger. That's a positive thing, and I'm going to get into that. And you're not going to believe it because we had predictions about this. We're in the month of September. This is when it was supposed to, of course, happen. And I think we're now seeing it all line up, and I'm going to show you all the data that backs it up. And actually, like I said, we got a ton of other stories, actually, like usual. Let's just get into this. We'll start here. We have here a comedian that was arrested at Heathrow in the UK, an Irish comedian, Graham Linehan. Why? Because of a couple tweets. And all they had to do with is being critical about the topic of gender. That's all it was. A couple tweets. I told you. They're literally kicking in doors of grandmas that posted, oh, what happened to my country? This is what's going on. I mean, you got a comedian from Ireland. I can play a clip here. Here's the guy in a little bit of stand-up. Check this out.
This is Buick, now. Buick, exceptional by design.
Get 0.9%
Oh, thank you. That's what the comedian wants is people shouting out, "We love you, you're okay." Just make it another month.
I don't know, man. Hopefully he can make it another month. I mean, he's in jail now. All he did was complain about a couple things. I mean, he had on his channel recently, I think it was like a few days ago, complaining about some organization he's a part of compromising or giving into the whole, rainbow crowd. So he is obviously one of the things he's vocal about, and it's now landed him apparently in jail. Here's another lady that also just landed in jail for literally flying a flag of the country she lives in. I mean, this is how ridiculous it's gotten over there, particularly in the UK. Well, that's all happening, of course, over here in America. We have CEOs robbing kids.
Why does it seem whenever a CEO does something stupid in public, when faced with well-deserved backlash, they can't help but double down? As this video went viral of a tennis star handing out a hat, only to be stolen by this grown man and immediately stuffed into a bag, as he obviously knew it was.
Of course, he stole it from that kid, as you could tell in the video. He at first put out a statement saying, finders, keepers, kind of like ridiculous attitude, like, first one to grab, it's his. And literally had that attitude and said, stop freaking out over nothing. And then when it went totally nuclear and everyone in the world is talking about it, he's like, whoa, wait a second, this is affecting my company that I'm ahead of. Whoa! Apparently they review bombed his company. And actually, apparently, they also review bombed a company that had the same name, but it wasn't them also. And then after that, then he was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I thought he was trying to give it to me for my kids because we've been trying to get autographs all day long. Just made up some weird excuse. Of course, now he's paying for the whole thing. But I thought it was kind of hilarious how it literally took the entire internet talking about him for him to apologize. That's how bad it is for some of these CEOs. Just completely and utterly out of touch with reality. Now, speaking of that, we also have The Rock. As you can see here, he is a juggernaut back only a few years ago. Oh my goodness, look how huge he is. Now apparently he's lost just a little bit of muscle. As you can see here, if I can get on the screen, a lot thinner. And some are wondering about that. I think it's simply he's getting older. He knows he can't use steroids forever. I mean, honestly, you know, we saw Stallone even doing it after 60. But, you know, eventually you have to get off that stuff if you want to live for, you know, quite a while. So, obviously, that's probably what's going on with The Rock. You saw that also with the Dave Bautista. Getting over to this big story about our president. We're going to get into that in a moment. We have this video here talking about God. I mean, literally his main accounts are putting out a lot of these like tweets, and now apparently a video. WH just released a chilling video crediting God for uniquely creating each of us capable of greatness. Be an original. God only created one of you, so don't try to be someone else. Let's play this here. Let's check this out. Because I feel like there's something that's going to really big happen here. He keeps talking about God. He disappears for 2 days. Some sort of guy that looks like him, I'm fully convinced it wasn't him playing golf. And I'll show you why. When you look at the photos, it doesn't look anything like him. But now he's come out today, I think some hours ago, in a press conference, and it is the legit, real, DJT. So let me just play this first. Check this out.
The odds. And next is to be an original. The old-time greats were people who had the confidence to be a little different. God only created one of you, so don't try to be someone else. Finally, and most importantly, never, ever give up. I've learned that perseverance is everything, so whatever happens, no matter where you are in life, stay optimistic and just keep pushing forward.
So, of course, he actually said 10 different things before that, all sort of motivational, positive sort of messages on how to be yourself. Work hard, things of this nature. But he says here, be original. God only created one of you, so don't try to be someone else. You have a number of messages of recent. He talked about wanting to go to heaven. And this makes me think that something is going to happen. Particularly, it could also have something to do with his health. Of course, he claims now he's in great health. And like I said, I'm going to show you these photos where it looks nothing like him. Someone was out for 2 days, essentially. Let me just show you this picture. I mean, it literally looks nothing like him. Right here. Okay, that's not him, all right? And you can see here, on the right, he looks way different than on the left. And like I said, we're going to get into that much more. First, I'm going to mention, you have a giveaway going on. Go check it out. Link is in the description. There's 10 days left. It's very easy to enter. $500 Amazon gift cards, $500 laptop. Very easy to enter. Just put your name and email. And you click these buttons, you get extra entries very easily. You simply have to follow or subscribe or just look at the page and you will get an entry. More entries, I mean. You can get multiple entries for this. Link is in the description. Of course, also this book here, The Lost Ways, How Your Great-Great-Grandfather Lived Without Electricity, Out of a Cellar, Do Things Around the House.
墅里面唱 K， 水池里面饮龙鱼。我送阿硕茶具和研磨虾饼，直接给我4个字算大展宏图，大事亲手提笔字，大展宏图，搬来搬在办公室，哎，大展宏图，关公都点头，有料。鸿运不能总是当头，因为当老。他说要玩就要玩得大，玩得大点。贼船越大，老鼠还坐得下，养下宠物。得罪小人没关系，得罪君主看不起。世上君子不贪非得得罪了道，对，黑灰蓝白道义有道。逆流才会水涨船高，对，爱财如命的人没有一好多。我说是对兄弟，不是扑死。细老安吃弱命，天老是根有命。烦恼拿把锤子，哀伤坚持妖魔革命。人太沉迷收米，人气转过玻璃。将别墅里面唱 K， 水池里面饮龙鱼。我送阿硕茶具和研磨虾饼，直接给我4个字算大展宏图，大事亲手提笔字，大展宏图，搬来搬在办公室，哎，大展宏图，关公都点头，有料。
Please recall me. Got it. Help! Help! Please recall me. Got it.
Mami, como que, no me pongas colares. Oh. No.
Okay.
Llégueme.
Okay. I'm recalling a teammate. Thanks. Please recall me. Got it. I'm recalling a teammate.
Gracias, amigo, gracias.
Thanks. Excellent work.
tocar de una, Micho. Están nosotros esperando como me viniera para bajar a la tienda, ¿no? Nosotros esperando como mamá viniera que para bajar a la tienda. Ya no estaban. Vamos a perder de ahí. Como conchudo de perro, ¿no?
Marked a location. Enemy! Awesome.
Quiero más. No quiero más. Dame un poquito el tanque. Un poquito de carro. Bonito pasen.
I got supplies.
Esto parece como una cosa. Bueno,